Hello and welcome to a new Google Sheets video in Practical Sheets. Today I'm going to show you how to do drop downs with multiple selection where you can select 1, 2, 3 or even 5 or 10 or whichever number of options you prefer. In the past I have done it with a Google script code, but thankfully Google has heard our pleas and it is now a functionality that you don't need code, you just have to click a couple of options and that's it. I'm going to show you today what are the limitations, what are the advantages, and a couple of neat tricks that you can do with formulas to select all of the options and count how many times the options have been selected and more. If you want to download this and more than 150 templates, you can go to the Patreon page with the link down below. If not, I hope you consider subscribing to the YouTube channel where each week there's a new video on these topics. And finally, before we begin, let me thank my Patreons that without them I couldn't continue making these videos. So thank you so much, and now let's begin. So I think this will be a very short video because I'm just going to show you something that does not require code at first. Maybe you want to do something a bit more advanced. I'm just going to show you how does the new multiple selection functionality from Google Sheet works, and maybe I'm going to show you a few tips to do something with it. So I have here some languages. And I have my database. Let's write it. I normally like my tables to be in separate sheets, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to do it. Let's say we have some students, languages students, and let's see which are there, in which languages they are interested. In this case, it would be nice that we could choose more than one language. This doesn't work in every case. It depends on your case. This works very nice for categories, for something that is not a core of your business. Let's say we have students and teachers, and using teachers in this multiple selection may not be the best option depending on what you want to do next. Maybe it's better to have one row per each teacher or one row per each student. But in the case of something that's not that consequential, maybe the multiple selection would work really nice. Okay, so let's put a couple of students. And we want to be able to put some languages. In the past, unfortunately, this is going to render a bit useless some of my videos. Not all of them, because there are some functionalities that I think that may work better in a customized Google Apps Script function. But in many cases, this will do just fine. So what we're going to do is just add a drop-down like we've done in the past. One nice way to do it is just go to this magnifying glass and start writing drop-down. That's it. Let's insert the drop-down, and we are going to first select the range. So for now, let's say we just want D1 to D3, D2 to D4, sorry. But I want my drop-down to come from a range, from this range. So I will select drop-down from a range, and in this other square, I'm going to click and then select all of these. I could even select more, even leave this open so I could have infinite languages or however many languages I want. Let's say okay, and now I have my basic drop down, nothing new here. However, the nice thing comes a bit down where I have this new nice spectacular option called allow multiple selections, and I will click here, and the first thing you notice is that this chip went smaller. So I'm going to go back just a minute and show you a couple of things that we can see here. The first thing is that I have the advanced options. We could show warning, reject the input, and in the display style, we could have a chip, an arrow, and a plain text. If I do allow multiple selections and go to my advanced options, you can see that I have invalidated arrow and plain text. Again, let's go back and change this for arrow. And you can see that I cannot allow multiple selections if I have them in the arrow or in the plain text option. Okay, you have to have it mandatorily in chip. The other thing is that this show warning does not make much sense, because show warning is when you want to write something different. So let's say I want to write here Italian. It does not work. So even though you can choose it, the show warning, it does not make any sense in the multiple selection. Okay, so I don't know why they just didn't also disable it. It does not make sense, show warning. You can only select things that you already have in your options, be it that you write the options in the dropdown or be it that you have a separate range. Okay, so very important thing to know. And again, this show help text will not work also, because once you start writing Italian, it has this magnifying glass. You're looking for something, so the show help won't also never appear. Again, I think it's a bit of a bug that it lets you choose, knowing that it will not have any effect whatsoever. Now let's go back to see what we can do. So here we can select English and we can select Spanish. And if we want to deselect, just click it again. And you can leave it without it. I think here is where the colors really shine. When you have multiple options, it's nice to have different colors so you can quickly identify trends. So English, let's call it red, and French will be blue, and Spanish will be yellow, and Portuguese will be purple. Okay, so once you choose Portuguese, I think when you have multiple selections, the colors really do add something. So if you have a lot of options, you have the magnifying glass to quickly search for an option. So this is basically it. One other important thing is that let's say you want to go back to a single selection, and so let's go to data validation, select our rule, and I go back to allow multiple selections. So this would not necessarily damage everything, but it will change the options. So just be careful with that. It's better to start scratch, just delete, and do it again. Going back, and this is it. Basically, if you wanted to know what is all this about multiple selections, then you can just leave now. And I'm going to show you just a couple more things. The first thing I want to show you is that this also works for tables. So if I do select all of these, then go to format and convert to table, then it will continue to work perfectly. So the first thing I want to show you is that once you do convert it to table, the data validation disappears. It's very weird. The first time you go to data validation, remember we had data validation, what happened to it? When I convert it to a table, the data validation is no longer a property of the sheet, but is a property of the table. This means that if you want to access the data validation, now you don't do data validation, but you go here to edit column type and go click again in dropdown so you can access it, or alternatively you go here to this little edit button, this pencil, and then you can edit it. And some things have changed, so just be careful with that. And another weird thing that you'll see is that you don't have the different options here because this is let's say a characteristic of the dropdowns in the tables. So this is why I think the multiple selections work better than the single selections in the tables, weirdly, because you don't need advanced options for multiple selections, but for single selections you may need to change some things. For example, in single selections you cannot restrict from writing, but given the nature of the multiple selections, you cannot suggest anything else. So again, this is why I think multiple selections on tables match perfectly. Okay. Another thing I want to show you, well, now you know what is multiple selections and how to apply them and remove them. But now how do we, the second part of the lesson is how do we interact with it. For example, one thing we would like to do is to have a list of all the options that have been chosen. This is that we may need. Okay, so how do we do it? So there are a couple of ways of doing this. The important thing to know here is that even though you see some ships here, the formula is just a list separated by commas. So if we have a formula or a way of removing the commas and list all of the options, there maybe it will be easy to know how many French have you seen, how many Spanish, and the list of everything that has chosen. So one of the first questions that you may ask yourself is how many times does French appears there? So this is not that complicated. We're going to do count if. We're going to select all of this column, or you could just select this column of the table and you'll have the table notation. Let's do a bit of zoom, comma, and what you would do is to French, write French here, and type it out. If you didn't have English here, for example, then you'll have one. But when you have multiple options, then you won't see it. This is where you need wildcards. Wildcards is nothing more than putting a star before and after the text. And now you have them. And if you put French here again, you'll have 3. So it's very easy to do. If you want to be able to formulate this, I'm going to drag this to the right and write French here. And instead of French, we're going to close the star in quotation marks, hit ampersand instead of French, and also the other star we're going to put it as a enclosed in quotation marks, also put ampersand before, and instead of H2 we're going to choose F2, and it will be 3. And if I, instead of French, select Spanish, then I can see that Spanish is selected twice, and if I select English, English is only 1 time. So very easily you can see how many times something has been chosen. And maybe you want to see the entire list. So what we could do is list all of the options we have. So there are a couple of ways we could do this. I'm going to give this less zoom and move this to the right. And I want to list everything that's here. How do I do this? First, I'm going to remove the commas and have each one of them be a cell. How do I do it? I'm going to use the split function. The split function asks the text first, and then the comma, and let's close it. However, you can see that here there's a space, because this is comma, space, comma, space. For this to work, I need to do an additional thing. I need to add the space, but if I hit enter, it may work here. But if I have something with this, with the space, let's see, we have Canadian English, and I selected here Canadian English. You can see that Canadian and English were separated because it takes the space also as a separator. For this to work, I need to do comma, and in the split by each, I'm going to say false. And now I have my Canadian English. So the correct formula is this. Okay, now I have these 4, but I want the entire table. So I will drag it down, but I want to drag it down just with one formula. So what I could do is just do a split, do array formula, and this will be from D2 up to D4. Okay, or better yet, we could select this D2, D4, and just go to our table and take advantage of our table and hit enter. So right now it works, but now I want to put them in one big list. So what I could do is put this split in a toCall function. And now I have the French, Spanish, English, Canadian English, Portuguese, French. Then I have some spaces. And in order to remove these spaces, I could do a unique. So I'll put here unique. You could even sort it if you want. And now I'm going to go back to the formula I had. Remember this one. And I could drag it down. And now you have it. You have the list of the options we have and how many times they have been used. If I go and hit Canadian English here, now I have 2. There are many more things you could do, but I think these may be some of the most important. I already showed you how to list off all the options without duplicating them. There may be some things that this multiple dropdown is missing. For example, it is not ordered and it's not available to order. The order will be the order in which you choose. So this is where the code I made in other videos may work better if you want to order it. If not, then this would work really well. You could even order it using similar formulas to what we did today. With this split, to call, unique, you can do almost anything you need. Okay, and you can use this count if, and if in the options maybe you have numbers, you can also sum with using sum if. It could also be an option. There are many other things you could do. Just tell me what you want to do with this multiple selection and we will do them in the future. So I know that I have just disabled almost 3 of my past videos, but I don't care. The important thing is that it makes life easier for you and makes your systems and tables and databases work in a smoother way. Thank you so much, especially to my Patreons, and see you next time.